Hey, what's up, guys? We are back. Welcome to any and everybody who is just now joining in. Welcome to the Entertainment Plug. Happy Saturday. Really good day. Really exciting moment. We have a really good guest on with us today. I've actually wanted to get her on for quite some time, and her publicist actually sent me some stuff with her maybe about a year or so ago, and just so much has been going on. We've had so many different people on. We've expanded the platform, and we've done so many different things. So it just has kind of inched up until now. And, she's really got some amazing things going on. Today is a really big day for her as well. So we're going to talk about that as well. But I want you guys to join me in welcoming Jestina to the show today. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good
How,
morning.
how are you feeling?
I am feeling blessed. Today is my birthday,
I
so
know. Happy
it's
birthday.
fun. Thank you so much. Still trying to prep, as you can see. I'm still trying to get.
Listen, I follow you on social media, so I've been keeping up. So I saw your posts and everything already, and I have been following because I know it's kind of been like a countdown up until like the 40th birthday. So what does it feel like to be 40?
Oh, does it feel new? A little bit. It's a new chapter. I feel like, I'm ready to let go of a lot of things.
Yes.
Um, in 40, it's just like, okay, that doesn't bother me anymore. That doesn't bother me anymore. So
Well, I'm glad.
I'm
It's a
excited.
it's a beautiful thing. Like we are tremendously blessed, obviously to be living in the first place, but to make it to 40, like so many people don't make it to 40. And it's, I think as the years go by, like the bigger numbers they get young, it's like you're younger and younger. So you feel good, especially if you're taking care of yourself. You
Mhm.
feel good, you look good. It's like I guess they say 40 is the new 20, but I'm like 40 is 40. But
Right. 'Cause my body still feels like 40. It aches and pains and new things happening in the morning. Like, oh, wow. Okay. My
yeah,
feet. My feet.
right.
But definitely feel blessed to have another year. Like you said, many people don't even get to reach this milestone. Um,
Absolutely.
King, who we'll talk about, is my father, who actually passed at 33, right? So
Oh, wow.
I feel his story kind of pushed me into my purpose and helped me develop artistically through
Yeah.
the art, writing, music. Um, but yeah, definitely blessed to be here because when I think about my father, two sibling brothers that I lost who didn't reach this age. So when I reflect back, I definitely feel like regardless of what's going on or what didn't happen or didn't go as planned, right? Like 100% blessed to wake up this morning.
No, I think it's beautiful. It kind of reminds me, and I mean, I know there's so many people who obviously kind of live that where they make it further than what their parents did and whatnot. But it kind of puts me in mind. I want to say Madonna because I know that her mom had died at a younger age, and I think for a long time she didn't think she was going to make it past that age. I can't remember what age it was, but for so long she didn't think she was going to make it past that age. And then when she made it past that age or made it to that age, it was like this big thing. And I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many other people who kind of lived that as well.
I definitely think in the black and brown community, a lot of us can kind of relate,
Yeah,
especially family members or friends,
absolutely.
different violences and just sicknesses and illnesses. I think it's definitely something where we're like, wow, we're here. Like we make it
Yeah,
to 30 and it's a big accomplishment. So anything past
yeah. And I think too, not even so much as our parents or those before us dying necessarily so much younger. But I mean, I think just in general, so many things have advanced when you think of healthcare and you think of taking care of yourself and that sort of thing. So a lot of us are living so much longer than what they did years ago anyway.
mm,
So we're definitely outliving a lot of people. But you look beautiful. You
thank
are a new mom. Are you a first time mom or do you have kids?
this is number 3. So that's who you hear. Marilyn Monroe, that is her name. um, is number 3. the girl that I always wanted. So, I'm like my oldest says, third time's a charm, I guess.
Right, right.
Definitely God's plan, but here she is.
Now, what is that like at 40 being a new mom again?
OMG. The struggle is real. Like, I think young moms were like, oh my gosh, you should have waited. But now that I'm like an older mom, I'm like, I should have done this at like 22, 23,
Yeah,
because your energy levels different. I would say, like, as an older parent, I have probably more patience, but I would definitely say, like, over it a lot. Like, not the same energy as feel like as a 23-year-old, 24-year
yeah,
old mother would have, but maybe a little bit more patience.
yeah. I was gonna say, what do you think is different this time around? Obviously from before.
Definitely my energy.
Yeah,
Definitely things where I used to be like my oldest, and I'm like, I gotta do this, blah blah blah. We'd spend all day like just trying to hit objectives, like one objective. Like now with my second child, or even with her, I'm just like, okay, we spent what 20 minutes on that. Next, right?
right, right.
It's not that serious anymore. So you definitely learn, or when you're like, oh, I don't want everyone holding my baby or that. With the first child, by the third child, you're like, will anybody please take this child from me? I just need a break, right? So you'll learn along the ways on
Yeah.
all fronts. So there's that.
Um, you had some beautiful pictures. I mean, you're beautiful, but like you had some amazing pictures that I've been seeing you post kind of throughout the weeks and kind of chronicling like as you're counting down, up until this very moment. So like what was the thought process and I guess really just kind of chronicling, up until you hit, till you hit
Yeah.
40 or
So photo shoots for me have always been a form of therapy. So if you do follow me on social media, you will see like every other month, your girls out there doing a photo shoot for whatever reason.
beautiful.
Started probably about 5 years ago. The gentleman who's now family, Curtis, who takes 99% of my photos. um, I was really going through it one year, and he just called me up like, would you like to have a photo shoot? Like, you don't have to pay, just I'll do this for you. And after that, I was addicted. I was like, yes, I like this form of therapy. Like, I'll pay you for it. I know how much a therapist costs. Um, so this last shoot was prepping for the birthday countdown. I always do a photo shoot before my birthday or my kid's birthday. Just give me a reason to have one, and I'm having one. But I really wanted to capture, like, this is my golden chapter, right? So you see, I'm dressed in gold. And I'm just trying to embrace, like, this is it. This is my year, because I feel like over the past decade or so, I've really invested in molding my craft and kind of learning more and being able just to put things out there. I think a lot of times artists, we get tied up, is it good enough, or perfection, or just not being confident enough to put ourselves out there, right? And
Absolutely.
able to let it be. It's not about the likes, it's not about the comments, but it's out there. So for me, that's what the last 10 years and the countdown was like. This is my golden year, and everything's out there, and I'm going to see what the harvest brings in. Like, I don't have to keep on being out there planting seeds. All the seeds are planted.
I think it's beautiful. Even as far as every couple of us doing the photo shoot. I thought I was weird because I love doing photo shoots. Um, and most people I know who do a lot of photo shoots, like they get tired of it or they can't really stand doing photo shoots all the time. But I love doing photos. Like even with my son, who's 18 now, I remember when he was born and every month I was going doing the photo shoot with him, just taking pictures and taking pictures. And after a while, everybody was like, "Stop taking pictures," and I'm like, "I love doing photo shoots. Like
Right.
it
So
makes you feel good." So yeah, I get it. Like I think that's really really dope. You had some really really amazing looks. I just was looking through your social media and I'm like, wow, like these are beautiful pictures. Um,
love switching it up. I feel like when people say what's your pronouns, I'm like they, we, us, because for me it's all my personalities inside of me.
yeah,
Um, the reason I love photo shoots, I love being able to switch up my hair and all that. Like I literally just got a whole storage unit because I have too much stuff. um, and yeah, I love it. It's part of who I am. And sometimes I feel like even when we're not feeling our best, if we just put on what makes us feel good, it kind of brings out like how you want to feel, because I don't feel like anybody really wants to feel depressed or wants to feel down, right? So how do we pull ourselves out? What are the tools and resources that we use? And for me, it's hair and makeup. I love those. But I feel like at 40, right, I'm like embracing more of the natural.
Right.
I feel like that's who I'm like kind of slowly becoming. Like in 30s, this was really fun and cute, and like every day had to step out like that. But now I feel like, no, let my fro show,
Absolutely.
natural beauty glow,
I was say the natural beauty.
Yeah, and it doesn't always have to be a lash on, because I even found myself unable to see my true beauty because I was so comfortable and used to always making myself up. And I
Right.
times when we get caught up in that, it's hard for us to even recognize our own true beauty.
Absolutely.
See it
I
for
mean, but
ourselves.
it says a lot that you can back away from that though, and you can just step out with your natural beauty, because a lot of people, like, once they kind of get wrapped up in that, they're kind of they're kind of in it, where they feel like, who am I if I'm not made up and I don't have the lashes on and that sort of thing. So I think that's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah.
Um, so you kind of tapped on just depression and having to deal with that kind of stuff, and I think that's a good segue, because I really wanted to get into your single Unity, and it's obviously all about kind of healing, togetherness, um, unity.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about the single, kind of the inspiration behind it, and
Awesome. So Unity is a song that I wrote after George Floyd passed. It moved the whole country, the world. Um, People were finally waking up to realize that, yeah, we are a target, and this is really happening in our community. Um, so I wrote that song not only because George Floyd, but like I said, I lost my father to police brutality 32 years ago. Um, and every time I see this happen, I'm triggered. Like, how can I not be
yeah,
somebody who's still fighting for justice? So after George Floyd died, I was moved to write this song that just says, "Why can't we live in peace? Wake up and see." Because I'm tired. Like, I don't want. It's not about division for me. Like, I'm married to a Jewish man. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about dividing people. But how do we come together? How do we have these real conversations? How do we hold people accountable? Because a lot of times people don't even want to have the conversations,
yeah,
or we have the conversations for a minute and then we don't want to have the conversation anymore. We move on to the next topic. Like right now, the topic is Trump, and Lord knows how long that topic is going to last for, right?
a long time.
Exactly, right? So for me, it was like, here's my piece, here's what I want to say. And as a lyricist, music again is my outlet, it's my therapy. I've been writing music since I was 16. The first song I wrote was for my dad, called Why. So for me, it's always been an outlet. So when I wrote it, my mother actually was like, "I love this song. I have this play. Um, We Are the Dream," and it's about Martin Luther King. It's about a group of students who are on their way to see Martin Luther King before he passes. So she's like, "This would be a great song. Can I use this song for the opening?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And then she's like, "Can you write me a couple more songs?" And it turned into like 12 songs later.
Right.
But Unity was, you know, written for the country as a whole, to, if we're really ready to have this conversation, if really our allies, right, are out marching and talking about it, maybe this will be an anthem that keeps people in the right direction, unified instead of divided. But, then other things happen and politics happen, and here we are divided yet again. So what I'm hoping now for this song, um, that it hits major platforms, and that those platforms, or not even major platforms, that anybody's platform that's willing to play it, that it hits certain hearts that need to be changed. Because so often we are preaching to the choir, we are
Absolutely.
to our own people who already know the struggle, right? Understand the oppression. But I hope it hits other hearts that are stuck in their systemic,
Yeah.
and pushes them to do the work, which is self-educate yourself. Because it's not about asking your Black friends or whatever. Like, you can now Google it, you can AI it, you can do all these things to educate yourself and how we can do better as a whole. And that's really what the song is about. How can we do better as a whole?
I think it's beautiful. I think it inspires a lot of hope, obviously healing and the times of today. And I mean, we don't even have to talk just about Trump. I mean, we talk about police brutality and so many other things that are going on out here that we are faced with. Like, I think that this is an amazing song. Um,
Yeah.
did you have, I guess I want to say, a strategy in terms of how you get it out to people and kind of really get people to pay attention to it and listen? And I say that because when you have powerful tracks like this, a lot of times people tend to put you in a box and they say, "Oh, well, this is conscious music," or this. Like, I hate the categorization of music, like, especially when it comes to hip hop versus Christian hip hop versus, like, it's just like, because then it kind of makes people choose between what they're going to listen to and what they're not going to listen to. And
Very, very
like, there's
true.
so many people that need to hear this message that you have.
I mean, my strategy is to always be promoting and share on any platform that allows me to. It is available on all platforms. We do talk about it a lot. It is. Yeah, you like this song too? And this, oftentimes people ask me, what do you do? So it's just organically telling people, like, I write music. Here's one of the that people really connect with because of the message behind it. Social media is great. Um, this year, especially moving forward, I kind of committed to myself with my music and other things is to be more active on TikTok, because I feel like you do get a broader reach there when you're consistent and you're able to kind of do lives and things.
Yeah,
So social media, as an independent artist, I feel like we have to use it as much as we don't want to be on it,
absolutely.
like that. So though the process might be kind of slow, I do feel like the results when you're consistent are rewarding. And I
Absolutely.
almost beat myself up a little bit, because before the pandemic and before everybody was like, oh, TikTok, 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 right? Like right when it switched musically to TikTok, I was like on it, and people were like, girl, you're too old, blah, blah, blah. And I kind of let people shame me into like, grow up. And
Yeah,
now I'm looking at all these TikTok people who are like, starting kind of when I started, and you see them on TV and doing all the things that I knew was gonna happen like 5 or 6 years ago. And I guess that's a message to everybody. Like, don't let other people's perspective or what they think will happen or will help your career
yeah,
stop you doing what you need to do for yourself. Because I think if I stay with TikTok, because I was on TikTok hard, I love doing TikTok. People are really like, girl, you are 30 something years old doing TikToks. And then people were TikTok happy during COVID. And then, people went back to work. But I'm going to get back onto TikTok, because the way I see people pushing their music, pushing their books, that's the way to
yeah.
go. But
You
yeah,
know
and
what?
then all those things.
Let me tell you, you like, to me, it's just a sign of true entrepreneurship. And obviously, you are an independent artist out here, and it's crazy that I think as a younger person, I'm 47. So
Okay.
I think as a younger person or a younger version of me, like, I was so enamored with the recording labels at Sony and BMG and Atlantic, and like I was so behind that stuff. I used to want to be an A&R and like all this different stuff. And then once I really caught a hold or caught a glimpse of like Koch Entertainments and like the independent labels and kind of the grind behind being an independent artist and the things that you have to do. And I won't even say that when I first caught wind of like those labels that I even necessarily understood like behind the scenes and all the stuff that went into it then. But I think as the years went on, I started to see, okay, well, as an artist, and listen, by no means am I an artist, but just being able to kind of look at that process, it's like, okay, these are the things that are required of you to be an artist and to promote your music and to get it out there. And you have to be somebody that is kind of knee deep in social media. So you got to be doing like those TikToks, and you got to be on Instagram, and you got to be on Facebook. To me, it's no different than podcasting. I have this podcast network, and I do a couple other platforms too. And some of the people, it's like because they're older, and some of them are like in my age range, they're not really big on social media. They're like,
Right.
well, I'm not really on. Yeah, I don't get on, and it's like you got to get on it. Like if you're not in it, you have to get into it because that is how you're reaching the people. And we're a digital company,
It's
so
the future. It is the future, and we have to tap into it. And we have to be able to learn it. It's just like this whole AI trend. It's like
I was just getting ready to say AI.
have to learn it and not to be scared of it. Like everything could be used for bad. Like there's that, right? But I think be a general understanding of, especially as a creative independent artist, little to no money, we need to know the cost effective ways to get our art out there. Like, and I'm going to do everything I can to do it. Like before, it's not back in the days where we had to be hustling out the back of our trunks, like mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank God I don't have to do that. I can hustle it from the comfort of my couch, right? I can go on TikTok live and I can do these things. And I'm so grateful because it's cold here in New York, and Lord knows I don't want to be selling things out of my trunk. Okay. Catch me on the TikTok shop when my book drops, because that's where I'll be selling it and promoting it and doing all that stuff. So I'm
Yeah,
here to dance with the younger generation, but also keep it classy for my generation. But like you said, we have to also step out of our comfort zones to be on these platforms because it's hard. It's hard still with the
absolutely.
kids to still be on social media.
I think you're doing amazing, and you're obviously again doing this as a parent, and now you're a new parent all over again. So you got this little baby who I love that the baby I love that she's talking and that she's trying to get some words out. I think that's amazing. Before I go any further, I want to kind of get into some of these comments. I don't know if you can see the comments as I put them up, but we got a few people here in the comment room. Cat Queen, first and foremost, she says she loves TikTok. Said you're never too old for anything. We got Ready Red here who actually has a question. He said, what is your favorite TikTok sound or trend?
Okay, my favorite. There's a lady. I don't even know the song, but she does this like dance, and I don't know what it is about it. But every time I see her, and I don't even want to get it wrong to say where it's coming from, but every time I see this lady do her dance, and it's the same dance every time. I don't know the language, but it's that's the beat of it, and it just makes me happy. I love her. I
Yeah,
love her. I don't know what it is, but it just makes me happy. And
yeah,
she's consistent and she's repetitive. But if to answer the question, she is one of my favorites. But there is a lady on now, the Black Revolution community, and she's leading and she's telling our people like what to black out, where to shop black. So yeah, Black Collective. Like yeah, we are organizing. So
and, and
I'm
then
going
and then Ready Red said, "I like the Do you know you have 30-minute sound."
30 minutes out on TikTok.
I guess it's probably a sound on
Probably
TikTok.
30. I know the 10 minutes, and I see that you can go longer now. What I'm trying to do, because like my podcast, I do 10-minute like little shorts on Instagram just to like uplift people. And I feel like even that might be a little too long for people's attention at this point. I don't know if I would go 30 minutes on TikTok unless it's going live. Because I feel like people really only want that fast, like catch my attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how quickly I will say with TikTok, because first and foremost, I'm horrible with TikTok. Like I really have just gotten into it. On one of my other platforms, Cat Queen, she actually co-hosts with me on Transcending the Culture. So she was the one that kind of pushed me into getting into TikTok. So
Okay.
it just was weird that I had the TikTok account for so long, did nothing with it, nothing was there. And then the minute I started posting, probably in 2 or 3 weeks, I amassed like 1,100 followers, and
Yeah.
it's like people catch on to it really, really quick, and
TikTok
I
is good.
love the algorithm of it.
The way I see this lady right now promoting her book, I'm like, I like switched over quick yesterday. I was like, wait, hold up. That's the way to do it because Amazon's old news at this point. I'm so over
Yeah,
that colonized group. But look, looking for new ways.
right.
So yeah, TikTok shop. I might be on there. I saw Nick Cannon on there yesterday. Like, whoa, bro, you cause he hustles every other type of way. Got to feed all them babies. But I was like, yeah, this is the way to go. Even a lot of celebrities are going on there now. Like Dawn is on there. Dawn Lenham. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
babe, if all these celebrities and people are switching over and dropping these, like you said, these labels and doing their own thing and keeping their own monies, not cutting 40.
And to me, that's what it's about. Like I like the whole independent phase. I mean that's what I'm doing with this media, business and everything. Like I just want everything independent and just do it for myself.
Because
Um,
that's generational wealth. If we really think about it now, like though it will be slow to monetize everything, if we're able to do it right, these are checks that could be coming into your kids far after you're gone because your video and your contents are always going to be there. It's always going to be a platform. So what I definitely tell artists is to keep putting yourself out there. Believe in yourself. You will find your tribe. You're not for everybody, just like I'm not for everybody, and that's okay
yeah.
because there's so many people around this world that you now have access to that our parents didn't, our grandparents didn't. So stand on your platform and spread your word.
Now, taking Unity a little bit further, it's a part of a full collective. It's a total of 11 songs. Kind of talk about that project as a whole.
So again, my mother asked me to then write the rest of the songs for her play that's now a musical because it's all music. And we talk about Rosa Parks. She has a song in there, and then Claretta Scott because she was, you know, the woman, the queen that stood behind this king that we know as this great man, and kind of the struggles that she went through as a mother, right? And there's a song called Purity in there where, after their house gets bombed, and she's like, "I'm tired. Like our kids, our lives are at danger. Like how much more are we gonna take?" And writing those songs, even though they were for that time and for those issues that we still deal with today, I was able to connect some of those same fears and realities to the music for myself, right? Because I live in a community there where we moved in, it's Trumpy, okay? Let's just say that it's Trumpy. My son was being called a niglet in pre-K. So, not wanting to be here, wanting to leave, having those fearful things, right? Um, so though it's like I said, though it's written for Coretta Scott and Martin Luther King, I find myself as a revolutionary. So I'm writing it from my own experience as well, as much as I'm trying to write it from a perspective of from their era. Um, and that's all the songs because again, we're still fighting these same fights. And now it's going to be amplified because politics. But
Yeah.
nothing has really changed. And that's sad. So all these songs, even the play, for us, it's just for people. The play is called We Are the Dream. Martin Luther King, my mother always says, he didn't die for a street name to be named after him or to have a friggin' holiday. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what he was fighting for.
Right.
Fact that what he was fighting for was equality, we're still fighting for it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And the problem is that we haven't realized that we're the solution. You know, we're talking about, oh, they're erasing our history and blah, blah, blah. But what history are we making for ourselves if we're so
Absolutely.
history that they're taking from us? You know, self-education is so powerful, but we want to worry about the education they're giving us.
Right. I fully agree. I agree 1,000,000%. I love that. You really just gave me a whole idea just as far as your project and, really pushing it out there a little bit further. First and foremost, Unity, I have it uploaded into our system, so it is in rotation throughout the station, so it's playing. But what I actually want to do is, as I'm building out, I'm rebuilding our website. So I'm kind of everybody with the company. So I'm actually rebuilding the website because the radio station just launched almost 2 months ago. So
Okay.
I hadn't really built out a website for it yet. So now I'm redoing my entire site just to encompass the whole company and everything. But what I'm actually going to do is create a section where we just spotlight an album for the week. And just out yours is going to be the first one that we spotlight. So
Thank
kind of what we'll do is, we'll put it up, obviously have the tracks there, a blurb about the album and whatnot. But then throughout all of our platforms throughout the week, we will point people back to, the website to check out this project, make sure that we are plugging it, that sort of thing. And that's just people need to hear this. Like people really, really need to hear it. And when you talk about just the stuff that you're referencing throughout the project, Coretta Scott King and Rosa Parks, and just the entire struggle that we have been going through for 60, 70, 80 years. Like I think it's beautiful, and I think we need more. Like we need more people to push this kind of stuff. And that to me, that's really it. Really kind of goes back to why I just want to do. I guess work from an independent standpoint, and I don't really want to work from like the bigger companies because once you get with the bigger companies, it's like you got to do what they want you to do, and you can't push the stuff that's really dear to you and that you feel like really needs to be out there. And I think we need more of us who are actually pushing this stuff. So I love it. I really want to do that.
Thank you so much. I truly, truly appreciate it because we need each other. This is really what it's about, uplifting and promoting each other because that's how it works. Y'all, that's how these algorithms work.
And then let's see, Cat Queen. Oh, she said, "Is there a single from the album?" So the single is Unity, and that of course is streaming on the station. But I can send that to you as well.
Yes, and it go under Jesro, so that's JSROE. That's my artist. My music will pop up, and any other songs from the actual play will be. There's 8 other songs I believe that are out of the 11. Because over the 30-day countdown to my birthday, I dropped a song every Wednesday and Friday. So you from the play, and then you have music that I recorded in the studio that's going to be part of my documentary series. Just trying to make it. That's me. So you got a mixture. I call myself, I am a lyricist, so I love writing music. I don't call myself a singer at all, but there's songs there that you will hear my vocals. So just take that for what it is, y'all. It's raw, it's authentic. All my music comes from a place. The tracks that are from my docu-series, like Why is a song I wrote for my dad. I have All About the Money, which is about the people that snitched on me, and I did 5 years in federal prison, so I got a song for them. So it's like Me Sexual is about me being sexually abused and why I have a me sexual movement and what that means. So all the songs, though, they're not like, this girl can blow. They'll be like, oh, this story to tell, and that's really what my music is about. It's about the story.
But we need the story though. Like we need the authenticity, we need the rawness, we need the story. So I mean, I think that's honestly what truly makes it stand out, and I think that's why it's so great.
Yeah. And sometimes you just need a real. Not everybody can sing your story or tell your story, but it's up to you.
Absolutely.
put it out there. And I think sometimes we get caught up, oh, my voice, or oh, I didn't say this right. But you don't know whose life you'll save or whose heart you'll touch if you just,
That part.
the devil will lie to you and tell you it's not good enough. Trust and believe. I deal with that every other day. Him telling me,
Yes,
trying to tell me something, and I might even entertain it for 5 or 10 minutes, but I will not give him a day, not a whole 24 hours. You hear?
absolutely, absolutely.
God to come in and take the wheel and do what God's gonna do. Because at the end of the day, even I don't have control. Baby, I thought I had control yesterday, this morning, this whole month. I thought, I was supposed to have a whole book drop today, thinking I had control, but I didn't. And now it's on hold, and that's okay because we still pushing. We still pushing.
Absolutely. Well, when I tell you I've been working on my book for 5 years, and it's like every other week I'm like, okay, I'm gonna finish this book. I'm gonna finish this book this month, and it's
Baby, I did all I had to do. It's now in the publisher's hand, and they literally told me, funny story, just to keep people going and pushing towards their dreams. Literally the whole 30 days, I'm like, okay, is this gonna be out on time? And they're telling me, yep, it's gonna be out. We got you, it's gonna be out. All the way up until yesterday, and they're like, yeah, no. I was like, what? What?
listen, it's coming. And I know obviously to trust the process and all of that stuff, but I think you're doing amazing. Cat Queen, she said, thank you for being so real and raw, and people need music they can identify with. I share those same sentiments. Like, I truly, truly appreciate you. Where can people, obviously your social media is just me. So JESTTMI.
Just trying to make it. So yeah, JESTTMI, because
Yeah,
that's my podcast. That's my platform. It's not just like your like
right.
JUST, my name. That's my platform. So you can find me TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, all of the socials. You can find me under Just Trying to Make It. My music is on all platforms. That is under Just Row. So no, it's not Row Records and none of that. I love Marilyn Monroe, hence my daughter's name is Marilyn Monroe.
Right.
So the row is from Marilyn Monroe. All my music is on all platforms under Just Row. And I do have a children's book called Michael and Ralph, which you can get on the Colonizers platforms. And Jestina Wings. And the ends will be out sooner than later. So just stay tuned to my platforms. Definitely, hopefully by Christmas. That is more of a conscious wake up. If I could get revenge for my dad's murder. So that's a whole nother side of me, y'all.
Yeah,
I'm an artist. I'm an artist. But instead of like falling back into prison or addiction or losing myself in depression, I lose myself in the arts. So if you are somebody who's tired of the government, tired of oppression, read this book because I take it all down. It's the end. Like Black power, power to the people. Yes, we coming together, but still with a little unity in the book. There's still unity because I realize in the book that you can't take down the whole system without bringing in your allies. But it's
absolutely.
still about us. Okay. So
Absolutely.
that's everything in my life.
I am so grateful to you. I think you are doing amazing things. You will see this when this new site goes live this week. You will see that section with your album there. I am so immensely grateful to you for coming onto the platform. I love what you're doing. I love to see entrepreneurs and independent artists, and like I love to be able to see the inside and see what they have going on, see how they're working everything out. And I think that you're doing amazing. And we all deal with shit and we all go through stuff. So it's like it's beautiful to see somebody who has gone through these things and who's dealt with this heartache and this loss and depression, which I deal with depression. And like so many of us deal with this stuff and we feel like we don't really have anybody to relate that to. So like it's beautiful to see people like yourself who are dealing with it and kind of still in the midst of it, but winning and living and doing powerful and positive things for other people to be able to take from. So I really appreciate that. I love this whole media. Like this is all I have ever wanted to do in my life is this. So I launched my company probably 10 years ago. I'm doing it. like I'm doing it. I left my job to be able to just do it. So I'm doing it all for myself. And it's really because of people like you who are doing it, and you're showing so many other people what they can do and how they can make it happen. So thank you.
No, thank you. I love it. Yes, let's transcend the culture together because we can. Y'all stay tuned. This was amazing. I can't wait. I hope I can come back on the platform.
Listen, you can come on all the platforms, and you can definitely come back on here. This is the entertainment plug, but yes, like, because once anybody comes on any platform, we call them family. So when you see us post it and we say our family,
Yes.
that's what it is. Like, and that really, in essence, that was my whole thing was, I've been able to work on the media side just kind of with, I mean, I worked for Radio One for some years. I worked for NBC affiliate here in Cleveland. I've done some stuff with BET, but being on the independent side, like, I knew that when I bring, artists and, people in to do things, I really want to create just that true relationship and the genuine feel. And, for them to know that, like, you're on these platforms because I truly support what you're doing, and we're going to push your product and really support it and really promote it. And, like, we're not bringing you on just because you got a hot new song out and it's what people want to hear. Like, it's something that's dear to us and something that's kind of feeding our souls and our spirits too. So, like, it's meant for us to have you here, and you are family now.
Yay! I love
Well,
you.
thank you so much. Congratulations on Marilyn Monroe. And I can't wait until she really could talk to us so then she could get on too.
Right. She gave me a proper like, yes, I'm here.
Right. But thank you so much. Happy birthday. I hope you really, really enjoy this day and get to do something just for you.
I'm about to go run away now and do all this.
All right. Well, you have a beautiful day. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Listen, I am so happy that you guys tuned in. I know we got off to a little bit of a late start. Well, we was running, but I had the banner up, so nobody could really see anything. And, I usually kind of keep it muted if I have the banner up, just because, obviously we're streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and all that stuff, and they have so much issue with the music and all that. So I had that up, but I knew she was popping in, probably about 10-15 though. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. There's so much stuff going on with the network, so I definitely want you guys to continue to follow us. UGdigital.com, that is going to be for everything. So that's going to be the radio station, obviously the magazine, all the other podcasts, everything that we have going on is all housed now at UGdigital.com. Of course, we do still have the separate link, which is UG Digital Podcasting, or UGD Podcasting and Radio.info. So again, that's UGD Podcasting and Radio.info. If you go there, then you can pull up all of our past videos for all of the podcasts, and you can see what everybody has going on. But congratulations to Cat Queen again. Cat Queen launched Cat Got Your Tongue this past Thursday. She has been doing really, really good numbers. Lots of people were viewing. She had her first guest, Charity Ivana. She came onto the platform. Very, very good interview. You can definitely go back and check that out at UGD Podcasting and Radio.info. And again, the full platform is UGdigital.com. I appreciate you guys, and we will see you next Saturday.